I just watched the new Laguna clip and all I had to say is fuck you, Mattel. Having both of their Latina characters be walking racial stereotypes, laughing most of the Hispanic fandom when I say this is horrible. This makes me not want representation. It's so fucking funny to me that Laguna Pink is literally a walking feisty Latina stereotype. Why the fuck does it have to be a racial stereotype? Like, I'm actually dying. Dora the Explorer. Hey guys, I'm Ma and I want to be your friend, and if this seems like a lower quality video, it's because I'm doing it on short notice. Laguna Na dropped recently and it got some interesting feedback, and when I watched it, I genuinely did not know what they were talking about. So as someone of Hispanic descent, I decided to look at every possible thing they could be referring to and discussing it in further detail. I would like to note that everything I say should be taken with a grain of salt. Hispanic Latina is a term that covers a wide range of countries, and I am only one person, specifically from the Caribbean. I cannot speak for everyone, so I will do my best to acknowledge nuances when applicable and apologize ahead of time if I don't represent your thoughts correctly. Also, some of these will be varying maturity because some of the criticisms range from understandable to flat-out ridiculous, but I do encourage intellectual discussion and wish for everyone to watch till the end as I will be discussing some important things. All right, ready to go. The first thing is something that I think I should just get out of the way. It's the song itself. It opens with guitar chords and has an upbeat dance tempo in a style that will tell you this is Latin. And you could argue that this is rounding up Hispanic Latinas to a specific style of music, except for the fact that this is very on theme. The music feels representative of reggaeton, albeit faster paced, which, while it is its own genre, is basically the Hispanic Latina pop culture equivalent of pop music.
La voy a llevar a todas pa' un VIP, ey.
No te resultó, ¿qué pasó? Ahora la vuelta se te cayó.
Explícame cómo le haces, probablemente pase que eso fracase.
It's a genre everyone knows but doesn't seem to get tired of and plays on the radio and parties often. This genre of music is being produced and listened to by Hispanic Latina people to this day. My parents hear it in the car. I was asked to play it when driving around family friends. I literally went to a birthday party the other day and this was playing on blast. Generation 3 Laguna was born and raised in Honduras, so her singing a popular style of music to introduce her character is very on theme for her. The second thing that could be seen as stereotypical is the fact that she likes telenovelas. And again, while an argument could be made, it's very on theme. I mean, if she was born and raised in the United States, this would be a different story. But Gen 3 Laguna was born and raised in Honduras, a Hispanic Latina country. And just like reggaeton is the pop culture equivalent of pop music, telenovelas are the pop culture equivalent of dramas. It's all that gets put up, but people still love to watch it. I know family that still enjoys telenovelas to this day, and Laguna wanting her life to be like or comparing it to a piece of media she enjoys is on theme for any young girl. Y'all remember Victorious, right? Okay, I did see someone make note as to how they didn't like that they changed her interest and that she's supposed to be into sports. So, one, she can still be into sports while having other interests. I don't think that's something Mattel wants to take away. And two, sports isn't a personality trait. But I think this bleeds into another criticism, and that's the fact Laguna is an immigrant. People aren't necessarily saying this, but there are people complaining that she's Hispanic, so I wanted to talk about it. It's very easy to associate Hispanic Latinas with immigration, especially with the politics of the past decade. But this isn't something that just stopped happening. The last time this happened in my family was at most 4 years ago. Seeing a character like her being represented properly is something I've never seen in children's media. And if you think they did this because she is Hispanic, then look no further than Generation 1 Laguna Blue. She's also an immigrant, but Australian, and commonly perceived as white. And And yeah, there is a discussion to be had about race swapping and how it doesn't accomplish anything if nothing is done with it. But while I feel Claudine is the same character in a different scenario, Laguna feels like a different character in a similar scenario, meaning it doesn't feel half-assed. So if you have a problem with Laguna being a Hispanic immigrant but are okay with her being an Australian immigrant, I don't know how else to put it.
There's something wrong with you.
But I want to go back to Claudine real quick. I know this video is about Laguna, but I feel like I need to talk about her as she was mentioned at the beginning of the video. The person who made this criticism explained their reasons, so it isn't entirely related to being Hispanic, but it reminded me of when I'm Claudine first dropped. In the music video, she sings Spanish and says she likes her parents' cooking. This was Mattel coming full circle and announcing Claudine is Afro-Latina. Minus the fact that she can't speak Spanish for Jack, I didn't have a problem with this. But one fan looked at this and said she's Mexican and everyone agreed. Okay, maybe I'm the only one who has a problem with that, but even if this turns out to be true, that isn't something you should just assume. I want to be clear that the person who made this assumption doesn't seem like they were intending to cause harm, but they don't appear to be Hispanic Latina either. But if it turns out they are Hispanic Latina, then that's on me and I apologize. But my problem with this is that it generalizes the Hispanic Latina community. While we have similar history, speak the same language, and call each other family, we do not have the same culture and don't live the same experiences. The difference is important to some of us, and I probably wouldn't care if it weren't for personal experiences. See, thanks to the United States politics of 2016, a lot of focus started being put on Mexico.
I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall.
And because of that, people started viewing Hispanic Latina and Mexican as interchangeable. People associated me with Mexico and politics simply because I was Hispanic. I even remember hearing someone in high school saying something along the lines of, "I'm tired of people saying, oh, I'm Puerto Rican, oh, I'm Cuban, shut up, you're Mexican, stop pretending you're not." And that really bothered me, because I don't celebrate Mexican culture, and failing to recognize that fails to recognize me. But this generalization was not done by Mattel. Nowhere does it say she is specifically Mexican. This was done by the fans. And if they're going to call out problematic behavior while participating in problematic behavior, then that's just the definition of hypocrisy. Okay, let me try to clear the air a bit because I still have 2 more points to get through. Back to Laguna. The second to last thing that could be viewed as stereotypical is that she speaks Spanish. No! Como yo no hay ninguna. So you're just gonna do some Spanish singing in a Spanish song featuring a Hispanic character of Hispanic origin that speaks Spanish? I speak Spanish. Bitch. Stay out my motherfucking aisle, bitch. Uh-oh. She got the game fucked up,
She
bitch.
got it real
fucking
fucked up.
gamed
That's
up.
what you get.
Me and Laguna were close until she decided to pull that snake Spanish thing she did. That is the most inconsiderate thing you can do when singing a Spanish song. Okay. I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash for this, but in Hispanic Latina countries, most of the people there speak Spanish. Y'all, I'm sorry for not taking this seriously, but this is an actual criticism that I saw someone make. I can't help but make fun of it. Like, she was born and raised in Honduras. What do you want from her? Okay, but my final point is a big one and is actually causing some disparity in the Hispanic Latina community. And that is this line.
I'm a chili mango, I'm sweet and I'm spicy.
This one is a little more complicated. See, some Hispanic Latinas says it reminds them of the spicy Latina stereotype, one that presents Latinas as hyperactive, short-tempered, manipulative, and sexy. Some have even testified that it reminds them of racist remarks that they have been called. Others claim that it's actually empowering for Latinas, and some didn't find it harmful at all, which I am one of those people. I come from an area where people will call each other funny names as a form of recognition. I still get called chiquitica and muñeca, words that relate to children, despite the fact I'm not a small child anymore. But my dad also knew this girl who was called gordita, which basically translates to fatty. But it wasn't a way of insulting her, it was actually a way of calling her adorable. Frankly, this isn't a black and white situation. Laguna doesn't feel like she's supposed to be the spicy Latina, but the fact that the line was said at all is causing a lot to focus on it and not her other traits. Intentional or not, this is still concerning. So here's what I think. We don't know who wrote the song, and I feel like that knowledge can help shift the discussion. I'm not saying we shouldn't have the discussion, I'm saying we need a better understanding of what's happening. Monster High's creators are historically white, but there could be some people of color behind the scenes and we're just not aware of it. If it turns out this was written by a Hispanic Latina, then we should try and understand why it was put there in the first place and discuss if it should remain or not. If it turns out this was not written by a Hispanic Latina, then the answer to this question is no, it shouldn't be there, and it's not up for debate. Because that means someone outside of our community thought that they knew what we viewed as acceptable better than we do. The discussion should only shift into why they thought this was okay in the first place. But again, the spicy Latina doesn't feel like it was intended based on what we've seen of Laguna. She's not mauling people on the side. She doesn't get angry at the tiniest things. She's not Soraya Montenegro. She feels chaotic in a way that makes her feel more adorable and less dangerous. But regardless of intention, it is still worth discussion, and we don't all view it the same way. I think this was best explained by this Tumblr user who states, I think overall it's been polarizing because of the stereotypes, because a huge chunk of Latam has a running tradition of not giving a fuck about racial stereotypes, while another chunk is starting to get tired of them. But we usually get grouped with gringos whenever we say anything, or called Generación del Cristal. I don't think I can say it better. So, is Laguna a racial stereotype? Other than one line that requires further discussion, no. She's actually an accurate depiction of Hispanic Latina youth today. And even the Hispanic Latinas that do have a problem with this think that the song and rep is great. In fact, they argue that if the one line gets removed, everything about the song is perfect. But again, I'm just one person. So I hope I was able to give people a better understanding of the matter. And as for my fellow Hispanic Latinas, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you not? Is there anything I missed? Anything I could have explained better? All your thoughts are appreciated. To my old and new subscribers, I have a second channel to help balance out the infrequent posting and randomness that used to occur. So if you want to see more content like this, or this, the link is in the description below. Anyway, guys, if you like this video or you like what I do, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, share. I don't even care. Until next time, bye-bye.